yeah, you know, it's good to keep ahead, really, basically, with food a little bit, with clothes as well. And I think, like, you know, like even shoes, you know, I know that I've got plenty of shoes, okay, yeah. Like these shoes, if they, you know, like if they sort of like, I went out tomorrow and they kind of went funny or something for some reason, I don't think
Yeah.
they will, because they're good shoes I've got here.
Yeah.
I know that I've got another pair of, you know, loads of pairs in the cupboard for the future, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've got to think about the future, really, I think, you know, so you don't get any problems anymore, you know? Because, I mean, I can remember sort of when I was a bit younger, you know, sort of didn't think ahead, you know, didn't think about the future a bit, you know, and I used to sort of like, you know, if my shoes went wrong, I had to go out and buy some, do you know what I mean? And it's a bit of a problem, you know, and then I want dealing with other problems in the kind of way, you know. And I'm just sort of saying, I just think it's really important to keep ahead in life, you know. So, you know, the more ahead you get, the better, really, you know, for yourself.
Oh,
you
for
know.
sure, yeah.
I mean, today I can sort of like tomorrow morning, basically, if I wake up, I know I haven't got to go shopping for any clothes because I know I already got plenty, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can just go, you know, sit down doing what I enjoy, music, you know, learning more about music, you know, which I love doing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I dealt with all my other problems around me, you know, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Got no problems at all anymore, you know, I mean, I used to have. I mean, I think we're, you know, like I say, life is a problem. You know, like even tomorrow, yeah, say it was a hot day.
Yeah.
And I went for a long walk to the beach. I'd have to sort of thinking about, am I getting sunburned? You know, is my skin alright? I think you just get a problem all the time. You know, and you've got to think about you know. I just think life is a problem. Survival basically is a problem. Being alive, you know, the moment is a problem. You know, because you've got to try to keep happy in the moment. You know, or just every moment is a problem, if you ask me, until the last moment, you know, from the very first moment you're born to your very last moment. I think every moment is kind of a problem, you know, apart from when you're sleeping, when you're not aware of it, if you see what I mean. I think being aware is a problem. Being aware.
Yeah.
That's one to deal with, being aware, isn't it?
Can be hard when you're very enlightened or educated or informed about a lot of shit, for sure, because you don't see the world, or you don't view shit the rest of kind of the way the rest of the world, the way the rest of a lot of the world view shit. You know, you might have completely totally different opinions, you know. That's one thing that I learned, really, and I'm not going to digress too far kind of off topic, but I remember growing up and started really like getting really deep into research, like researching all sorts of stuff, all sorts of religions and theologies and...
Well, you have to, really, don't you?
All sorts of shit.
You have to learn stuff.
But I remember growing up and trying to figure out all these things, and yeah, it really helped me to understand the world that I was living in, you know. And a lot of it was a very harsh truth, and a lot of it was a very bitter pill, bitter pill to swallow, as they would say. But yeah, I just, you know, it is what it is, and you know, the older I got and the more educated I became, I really understood the world for what it is, and could see it for its, you know, and for what it, you know, understood it for what it really is, and you know, you live your life accordingly, you know. And there's some conversation as you get older as well, and you start well, I think generally speaking, you start, sometimes you know who you can have conversations with about certain things and who you can't, you know what I mean. And that's kind of just your own kind of, you know, you being, you know, you analysing the person and who you're conversating with, you know. But yeah, some people are on very similar wavelengths to people who are
I think me and
educated.
you're on the same wavelength,
Yeah,
aren't we?
definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
big time.
In a lot of regards.
Since we've met, we've really, you know, sort of on the same wavelength, basically, aren't we? You know, with intelligence, I suppose. I think, you know, and understanding, you know. But so I don't understand everything, you know, but I feel like I understand a lot more than I did. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm starting to enjoy life really because I understand life a lot more.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm not scared of it. I don't fear it anymore. You know, when I'm where I used to a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You know, life is scary.
Can be.
Well, it is scary, really. You know, when you think, you know, when you're a baby, right, and you're a boy, and then you're in this universe, really. You know, it's quite a scary place. You know, to be born in a kind of way. You know, but once you come to terms with it and understand it, you know, and lived in it for a long time, you know, just, you know, like I say, wisdom really is understanding, isn't it? You know, and I think, like, you know, the older I get, the more I kind of understand it a little bit, you know, and that's all there is to it. But I don't think necessarily, like, some people, they get older, but they stay indoors all the time or in a little cave, do you know what I mean? They don't do anything or learn anything, do you know what I mean? You know, so they're not really, their imagination's not really growing very far, if you sort of mean, or they're not exploring the world, do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, I've done both really. I've explored the world a little bit, you know, because I used to sort of work on the ships when I was younger and travelled a little bit. But I also travel with my mind a lot, you know what I mean? I'm a bit of a dreamer, you know, and I think the travel, you know, when I compare the two, you know, your dreaming abilities can travel a lot more, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot, so I think, like, if you're a good dreamer, you'll be able to solve problems far quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to learn about computers, so I know a little bit about software.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of hardware, you know, and I just feel like the more I learn in life, the more I understand it. You know, it's like, you know, again, you know, like cooking, okay? I'm happy with what I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know, I mean, if I learn a little bit more, but I mean, I know to make a pancake, you know what I mean? So, you know, and I know to make other things, you know, but I'm happy with what I know, you know what I mean? So what's the point of going to school and learning more?
Yeah.
You sort of mean?
Yeah.
You know, so there's other subjects, you know, in life that I feel that more, you know,
more kind of worthy of learning and spending your time on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you've got to be happy with what you know.
Because you can't get that time back. You can't get that time back. So like you said, it's important spending it doing what you think, is beneficial for you, you know? What is important and beneficial to you, you know? Because it's just like all the time that we waste every day doing frivolous things sometimes, you know what I mean? Might be watching a YouTube video, or you have to always remember that none of this time we can't get it back, you know? So, you know, it's just about making the most of life, you know?
I think it's also about learning, you know, like, so I don't know everything, you know, and when I wake up tomorrow, I kind of know what I already know, and I find tomorrow I sort of like might wake up and go on the internet a bit, you know, and do a bit of research and go to places what I, you know, feel like going in a kind of way, you know, whatever mood I'm in, or, you know, I might want to learn about butterflies or something, do you know what I mean, you know, or trees, you know, I need to learn more about trees in life, you know, because I don't know everything about them, do you know what I mean, you know, but in the next sort of 20 years or so, because I ain't got a lot, you know, why do we learn so much when you think about it, when we just end up sort of, you know, leaving the earth behind? You with me?
Yeah.
That's what I don't get, because, you know, like, it's like school. You go to school, and then you leave school, and then you might go to college.
But don't you find it funny, right?
Mm.
Like you said, it's all about learning, I believe too, because when you go for higher education, what do they call it? Where do you go?
University.
And what do we live in?
University. Mm.
See the correlation between the two words?
Yeah.
You've got universe, and all they've put on it is itty. University.
Yeah.
So, if you see what I mean, if you understand what I'm trying to allude to, like, you know?
Yeah.
Life is all about learning. Life, the universe, living here on this planet, on this, you know? And I know this is a conversation, a whole different conversation for another day, because it's a very long-winded conversation and an endless conversation, really. But I personally don't believe we're the only ones here on you know, existing within this universe, you know. I think it's very kind of like prideful and like egotistical and kind of like ignorant, really, to think that we're the only ones that actually, only beings that exist anywhere in the universe, you know. To think that you know, we're the only on this little planet Earth, you know, and there's so many other planets and everything else out there, and so many other star systems and planets and etc. I think it's just very prideful and egotistical for us to even think that we could be the only ones to exist within the whole universe, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people realise actually our sun is a star.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's the closest star.
Yeah.
You know, so all the other stars that you see out there, some of them are a little bit smaller than our sun. You know, I don't know if everyone knows, but most people know that the sun is absolutely huge. You know, I think it's 500 times bigger than Earth anyway, you know. I mean, it's huge. You know, so, like I say, if the sun wasn't there, it'd be a problem to all of us. You know, if it vanished tomorrow, you know, we would see nothing anymore, no heat, nothing.
Yeah. Well, just to talk about problem solving before we wrap it up quickly, the Chinese have alleged that they have created a sun.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
That they've created an artificial sun that is slightly,
that
is potentially even hotter than the original sun. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they say. Anyway, mate, before we wrap it up and call it a night for this week's episode, all about problem solving. Anything? Any final words, mate? Any closing statements?
Yeah. Enjoy your problems and look forward to them. You know. No, I wouldn't say that actually.
No, but embrace them. I think you should embrace them.
You know, like say, you know.
No one likes problems, and we all hope that we avoid as much problems as possible. That is a reality. No one wants problems, but things come along sometimes in life. No one wants it, but things happen. And it's just about problem solving.
I mean, like if someone I love died this week, say for instance, it'd be a bit of a problem to me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but you still got, you know, you have to deal with it. It is what it is, and you're not going to change it, are you? So, you know, it's like my mum, alright, yeah, I love her, right, but she's getting old now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got to accept that she's going to die soon.
Yeah.
You know, and I know she is, whatever, you know, she ain't got that much longer, do you know what I mean, you know? But I'm going to love her, even the day after she dies, do you know what I mean, with my heart, the same way, you know?
Of course, yeah.
You know, it's not going to change.
Don't change anything, does it?
No, you know, but I'm expecting her.
Well, it does, but I mean, it doesn't change anything.
I'm hoping she's going to live for another 30 years, do you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't think she'd want that in a kind of way, you know, because I think she's struggling now, do you know what I mean? You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so, you know, like, getting old is a problem, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You know, getting about, you know, when you're, you know, I mean, my mum's feet are really bad and her legs, do you know what I mean? So she finds it really painful getting about, whatever, you know. But, you know, we've all got different problems, haven't we? You know?
We have, yeah. But like I said in my song, that's 2 lines I had in my song. I don't know if you remember those lines in my song.
No.
In life, we've all got different problems, but in life we've all got different options to figure out and try to figure out our situation. And sometimes in life you have to keep searching until you find the answer to your equation. Anyway, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode, all about problem solving. Good night, God bless. We'll be back again next week with a brand new episode, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you like the content, like we always say, please like, comment and subscribe, guys, because it really does help the channel. And yeah, we'll see you guys again next week with a brand new episode. Good night, one love, God bless.